Previously on 4th and Loud.
We're going to stay out of your hair until you lose.
I did have 2 losing seasons. Both of the coaches got fired.
All I've been hearing is Aaron's going to take your job.
You're the savior.
No pressure, Aaron.
Losing another game at home against the worst team in the league will be bad for you and the rest of the staff. I've thought about firing our player personnel director, Scott Bailey.
Should we? Should we throw it all out?
I'm contemplating letting Scott go.
I'm the one that goes.
It's been a crazy inaugural season for the LA Kiss. As promised, the owners delivered on a new AFL entertainment experience. Gene and Paul declared that they would win a championship in their first season.
Los Angeles does not have a football team, and now it does.
And the coaches have struggled to deliver on that promise, as reflected in their 3-13 record.
Portland escapes with a victory.
Unbelievable.
I pick up a newspaper. Kiss does another face plant. I mean, it's just, our team sucks.
While a championship in year 1 appears out of reach, staking a playoff spot is still within grasp.
The next 2 weeks are critical. We can still make the playoffs.
A win against San Antonio this week means the LA Kiss will keep their playoff hopes alive. But a loss would end the season and could mean the firing of the entire coaching staff.
I wish I had a lot of positives to kind of go over. You know, we lost 14 out of our last 15 games. I'm a loss for words to even give you an explanation of how that possibly could have happened.
They out and out sucked. I didn't have the sense that the players felt valued. I don't know that we delivered to the players what we said we would.
I heard that message loud and clear from players. I started hearing it from the coaching staff. They didn't have the right supplies.
I think we put the guys at a disadvantage. And I'm not saying that's the reason all this happened, but they have to be out there preaching LA Kiss as opposed to, you know, being disgruntled. We have to go forward knowing where we went wrong.
We just want to make sure it doesn't happen again, because obviously your name is on it. We've invested in this thing, and we want to make sure that it succeeds.
We delivered in terms of the entertainment aspect, and we delivered the environment, we delivered everything except a team.
While you would think, given the season that we've had, everybody would be running for the hills, we've actually renewed 40% of our season ticket base. They saw us get blown out time and time again, loss after loss, and they kept coming back saying, you know what, we had a great time.
I think it's a testament to what we created this season. I think our fans are giving us a pass. They know the challenges that come with being a first-year team, but they also know the overwhelming entertainment experience that they got for what they paid.
They love the team, even when we're losing. Imagine how much they'll love it when we start winning. We don't see this as disastrous. Under a year ago, we didn't exist. It's amazing what we've done.
It's special. We're doing things that have never been done in the world of sports.
We are the future of the AFL. I'm in it to win it, and we will win. I'm a firm believer, you know, success is around the corner. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here.
Is anybody thinking of replacing the coach?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we need to look at everything, and you have to assess a majority of the blame to the coach.
I can't talk about real football because I'm not in the trenches. I think if Bob is let go, this is a wild animal. Without Bob, I think we'd be up, may I speak French? Creek.
Bob seems like the guy, but again, we'll leave that to you guys.
We trust you.
With the LA Kiss playoff hopes hanging by a thread, they are nearing the end of the season, and Brett is looking to make changes in his personnel.
Yep.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, man.
How are you?
I've been better. So I appreciate you coming down here. You know, I think we'd probably all agree that yourself, myself, it's our most disappointing year in arena football.
My first year of having a losing season in my 18 years of playing and coaching, so.
This was an absolute disaster, personnel-wise.
It's easy to say the personnel. Scott is the best I've been around.
I mean, the reality is we've got a 21-man roster. We signed 98 guys during the season.
Have you ever brought
90-plus guys through in a single season.
Never. It's never been heard of.
And that's what I'm saying. Whose decision was that? Was that your decision? Was that Scott Bailey's decision? Was that House's decision?
You can put 98% of the blame on why we went through 97 guys on this guy right here. They said, Scott, find me a new this guy, find me a new offensive lineman, find me a defensive lineman.
I know you want to take the blame, and I love the fact that you're loyal.
I'll never point fingers at anybody.
Loyalty can be a negative sometimes.
I didn't win Coach of the Year and runner-up Coach of the Year by myself. The same guys that are with me that helped me win those two positions are with me here. Scott and House. Scott finds the talent because he has all the right connections to NFL, CFL, colleges, and players that I don't think a lot of people in this league have.
But at the end of the day, it's still got to come down to performance. I mean, do you think I'm way off? Do you like the personnel was much better than I thought? Because, I mean, then you start going, all right, our personnel was better, then our coaching's not good.
I am physically embarrassed that I want to throw up every time I see our record. So if you think that this is easy for me, I'm trying to figure it out. Was it the offensive line, defensive line, wide receiver, quarterback, coach? Was it the organization? Was it this? There's so many things you can point your fingers at, and I'm just not going to do it. There's all these things running in my head. How am I going to be a better coach so I can take the LA Kiss to the championship and win a championship for them next year? I want a chance to fix it. I want to fix this thing, and I want to fix it with my staff and the way we've done it, because we have been successful. So where does this stand for me, job-wise and everything else?
The decision has not been made yet. We are considering all of our options. When I look at assigning blame, I put the most amount of it on Scott because from a personnel standpoint, it was incredibly disappointing, the team that we put out there week in and week out. We had 98 players, and we missed on over 90% of them. I want to hear from you, why you think that happened.
We cut guys right away when we probably shouldn't have. Did we not spend enough time with those guys to develop them? Absolutely. We should have been steadfast and say, listen, Brett, we believe in this. We didn't. We panicked. I mean, you went right after Bob early, and, that goes to me. The next pressure goes to me, and now we're trying to retool everything.
All right.
It was the complete wrong thing to do, and that's why we're sitting here at 3-15, and I'm trying to explain it to you.
Why did we panic? We have an iconic 40-year plan behind us. Do I feel more pressure than I ever did in Orlando?
But I know you guys got pressure too, just like us.
We all, including ourselves, should put our badge on the table and resign. That's how embarrassing it was.
Brett, you've got a ton of good qualities, but I mean the negativity was ridiculous. I mean it got to our head coach for sure, and you want to find a reason why we're 3-15? I mean there's negativities. I mean it got to the locker room. You had no chance. It's not the way to handle a football team.
One thing that I'll say, and I don't want this to come off defensive, but I haven't made my decision yet, but I am clearly leaning towards letting you go. All right?
I'm good with it, but I need to know today, because I'm not going to spend the next 2 weeks waiting to see, what the deal is.
You're not going to demand when I'm going to get the decision from me. It's like you make me want to fire you.
It's certainly not intentional.
Scott, if you say that you want to be here, why are you so willing to walk away?
Because I'm not going to beg for it.
It does not look good for you if you get let go after this season. For wherever you want to go, it doesn't look good.
That's sports. I get it.
You got Bob, who's like, you know what? I'm a winner, and I've got to turn this thing around. And you're like, you know what? Just show me the door.
You guys make the decisions. If you don't agree with it, how can I? I mean, that's your decision, and I'll live with it. We failed, me included. We will get it fixed. If you run out of patience, then fire us. But if you believe in us, then let us do it. I would love to come back here and turn this thing around. That's why I want to be a winner. I'm passionate about it. Why else would you work in this league?
I know how hard you worked, and I appreciate all of that. And, but again, don't confuse hard work with the results. The results weren't there.
So that's that.
Got it?
All right.
All right. Houseman is revered as the best assistant coach in the league. Everybody that you talk to in the league says he's a tremendous assistant. Houseman was not the problem this year.
Defensively, I never got comfortable with the people that we had in the back. To have one guy on defense finish the season that started with us, that something's not right there. You were to tell me that at the beginning, you have one guy at the end of the year that will be with you, I'm probably going to say we had some tough times.
We lost 3 times at home out of 9 games.
Trust me, you know, I'd rather get shot with rock salt. I'd rather have to run away from you with you shooting me. I mean, I don't expect to have a job. I mean, something has to be scrutinized. And like I said, we sucked on defense.
It's unreal. So with that being said, you know, we got to work on, you know, getting better. I mean, you know, the one guy that I for sure want back is you. All right?
All right.
All right? I know you're probably even surprised to hear that. But at the end of the day, when I look at things that I want to change to get better, you know, I'm leaning towards letting Scott go.
And you need to really think hard about having Scott a part of this.
I
between
understand.
me and you and Skylar. Seriously. I mean, he can do what needs to be done. If you fire him, I won't come back. Just so you know.
All right.
I will not come back.
Are you sure?
In this business, it's about trust. I'm telling you, I trust this kid more than anybody in the world. And if he goes, it will be difficult for me to come back here. Not because he's my friend, because I've seen that kid grow from when he was a little, sat in the corner, never said a word, did everything we asked. He does everything you want. But if you fire, if you're making a mistake, and I'm telling you, I'll put my job on the line every minute of every day between now and when we play next year, that we'll get it right. You know, I don't get like this too often, but it means a lot to me that he's a part of. I don't know that I can come 3,000 miles away and not have somebody I can bounce off of. I trust him with every piece of fiber I have in my body. That's, just so you know, that's the mark I want to leave with you in here today. And I appreciate that you want me back, but I'm telling you, as a 51-year-old man that hates to lose more than you know, we can win with Scott as our personnel guy.
Today is the home finale for the LA Kiss and the biggest singular game of their season. At stake, a spot in the playoffs. Standing in their way, the San Antonio Talons, the team they dramatically defeated in Game 1 of their franchise history, who has since gone on to lose all but 1 game this year. With Aaron Garcia ruled out for today's game, J.J. Raderink will be the starter at quarterback.
I feel good to be back based on what this team has gone through this year. I don't know really why it's been such a struggle for us and so tough to win some games, but somehow, you know, we still have an opportunity.
To say that things have been tense between the coaching staff and the front office this season would be an understatement. With Gene and Paul still out on tour with Kiss, team president and co-owner Skylar Hoverston meets with Coach Bob to extend an olive branch.
And I know you've been hearing a lot about what Brett's been saying or what I've been saying, mostly Brett, but I just wanted to come in and tell you, tune that stuff out. And you do it your way and don't worry about, you know, what everybody else is thinking.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's go do it our way. Let's go do it our way. Let's go out there, have fun the way we've been having fun all day, and let's go out there and kick their ass. I've never seen you guys as loose as possible right now. Now go take that from this locker room onto that field for 60 minutes and bust their ass. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, yes.
Welcome to the Honda Center. It's the biggest game of the year as the LA Kiss play their final home game of the season against San Antonio with a trip to the playoffs on the line.
Hey, here we go.
The Sooner drops back at midfield, sends a spiral to the corner, and he's got his man. Touchdown, 7-0 Talons.
Me.
Ensuing kickoff, A.J. Cruz, who's been a bright spot in the return game.
Oh, boy.
Muffs it. Ball is loose on the ground. It's up for grabs.
San Antonio's recovered the football in the end zone. It's a touchdown.
You got me. And it looks like San Antonio recovers it in the end zone for a touchdown. 14-0 Talons, 2.5 minutes into the game. Not the start Coach McMillan was hoping for.
Hey, let's go. We got to overcome that.
If you're an LA Kiss fan, you have to be disappointed in the results in the first quarter.
Quarterback running again got us.
With the playoffs on the line, the Kiss have dug themselves into a 4-touchdown hole.
Unbelievable. We're not even out of the first quarter yet.
Cruz back to receive. Let's see if he can make up for his earlier fumble. Picks up a decent gain. Strong return from A.J. Cruz. Let's see if that's the spark that gets the Kiss going.
A lot of time left, fellas. We got 3 quarters left. Let's go.
Rattering steps up in the pocket, throws deep. Morgan is there. Touchdown, LA Kiss. You can tell the fans are pumped and the bench is pumped. 35-14, 9-14 to go second quarter. Rattering throws it over the middle, and it's caught by big Andrew Vargas. 18 yards for the touchdown. Now 38-21, and the Kiss fighting.
There we go. He scored. Good job, good job, good job.
In the third quarter, just as the Kiss are within striking distance,
JJ trying, and it's in for the touchdown.
the Talons fight back,
Touchdown, San Antonio.
matching them touchdown for touchdown.
Cruz set to receive, 8:46 to go in the fourth quarter.
Go get it, AJ. Go hit it.
Cruz at the 10. Now across the 15, he's going to cut it back across midfield. A.J. Cruz with yet another big-time return, and that sets up the Kiss offense nicely. Let's see if Rattering and company can capitalize. Critical right now. Coach McMillan rushing his special teams guys onto the field. Extra point good from Spencer. The Kiss now just by 10. 7:50 to go in the fourth quarter. Once down 28-0. What a comeback from Coach McMillan's guys.
Let's go, defense.
The Kiss need their defense to come up with some big stops. They can't afford to keep trading touchdowns with the Talons. The Sooner back to pass. It's fourth down. Looking long. Johnson breaks it up. Kiss will get the ball back. Kiss defense starting to step up and make plays, giving their offense a chance to fuel the comeback. Rattering drops back. He feels the pressure and rolls out. Fires long for Guyton. Touchdown, LA Kiss. Guyton shows off his dance skills in the end zone. And can you feel it? The Kiss are back in this one. 6:50 to go in the fourth.
We're in this. In this thing.
Now the comeback is on. Can the Kiss defense continue to get stops? The Sooner drops back. And he is sacked. DJ Bell and a host of other Kiss players converge on the quarterback. Kiss ball with a chance to take the lead with 4:31 to go in the fourth. Rattering drops back, looking to the corner of the end zone. And it's picked off. And he's off to the races. That could be 6 for San Antonio, and it is. That will stop the rally. That might be the nail in the coffin on this Kiss season.
You've got to be kidding me!
Honesty, we were coming back, and I just believed that with the momentum and the way things were going, we had the opportunity to turn this thing around.
Yeah, our owner left, by the way. Watch Brett, he's gone. He quit on us. Our owner left the seats. He quit on us. Look at them. He's gone. Let's win this game.
Kiss offense get together on the sideline, hoping for another chance, but they need something special to happen, and it doesn't look likely.
We got a chance to get a safety here.
And here it is, folks. San Antonio looking to kill the Kiss season with just 30 seconds left, but San Antonio backed up against their own goal line. The Kiss have to be extra aggressive to try to get the safety and get possession of the ball. 7 with 24 seconds to play. And folks, the team still has a chance. The Kiss will get the ball back with a chance to tie. This one is not over yet.
Let's win this game!
Only 24 seconds remaining. They trail by 8 points. They need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Cruz back to receive. Showing some speed. Breaks one tackle, and he is gone. Going to take it for the touchdown. Celebration begins. But there's a flag on the play, and it won't count.
Don't you there! You suck!
Coach McMillan is absolutely livid with the referee's decision.
You're horrible! Hey!
Rattering from his own 5, somebody needs to make a big play. Rattering, looking to go deep. Tompkins has got a step. And Tompkins makes the catch, gets into the end zone. This place is going nuts. Now the Kiss need a 2-point conversion to tie this game with just 17 seconds to go.
I think bringing back JJ was the correct move for our football team. Made big throws under pressure, made smart throws. I don't know what happened when he left here, but he seems more of a leader out there.
This place is going nuts right now. Crowd is absolutely out of their mind. Owner Skylar Hooverston is having a great time leading the cheering. Now the Kiss have to convert here on this 2-point conversion or it's over. 65-63. What play will they go with? Rattering, looking, finds his man Donovan Morgan. Game tied at 65. The Kiss were down 28-0. Looked like they had no chance to make the playoffs, but somehow, some way, the Kiss are back in it. They stuck together. The Honda Center is going completely nuts. I've never seen it like this here before, but keep in mind, San Antonio still has a few seconds to work with. They will try to get a score before this game heads to overtime.
13 seconds, 13 seconds.
So here we go. The Kiss have made so many big plays to get back into this one. They need one more stop to get to overtime. San Antonio with the football trying to kill the playoff hopes of the LA Kiss. The Sooner drops back. Fires deep.
Jesus.
Total devastation for the LA Kiss. And all the energy from a moment ago has been sucked out of the building. Folks, this game has gone everywhere from the improbable to the incredible. Despite the Talons having a 72-65 lead, the Kiss have one last play with 2 seconds left to try to tie it again. What a cruel end to the LA Kiss season. San Antonio wins 72-65, and the Kiss are officially eliminated from playoff contention.
I love this game, and right here, y'all my family, and I'm dead serious. I will bleed for y'all. I will cry for y'all. It don't matter. It don't matter.
I played for these coaches. We were about 4 inches away and 5 seconds from playing in the Arena Bowl. I cannot tell you the high that I thought we were going to win and the low when we didn't. And I'm trying to get back there, and I'm never going to feel that low again.
Means we're not going to the playoffs, just flat out. I mean, that wouldn't change anything we did this year. Unfortunately, we suck and we didn't play well. I've always believed in every one of these guys, and so has these guys in this room and the coaching staff. You don't hang your heads, but you fought your asses off giving a team 28-point lead. Do not hang your heads. I will go to bat with every one of you guys for the rest of my life, because that's the way we battle. Every man in this room showed us heart. Showed their heart for the whole game, and I am proud of every single one of you. I know we're not going to the playoffs. You know, it's disappointing, it's heartbreaking. We should have won that game. The way those guys fought their asses off tonight, we should have won that football game. And if you don't think that we have a good football team here, you're out of your mind. Exciting game, man. Best game we've seen all year.
Appreciate you being here. Thanks for everything.
Hey, I'll be back next year.
Good.
While the fans express their continued support of the team, not everyone is ready to hear the positives of this season.
This is appalling. I cannot believe we lost this game. How you could possibly lose to San Antonio, the worst team in the league. They are terrible. Terrible. We should all be embarrassed. Myself, Skylar, Gene, Paul, the coaches, the players. This is embarrassing. The product that we put out there, just embarrassing. If they had any pride, they would resign, and I stick to that.
Brett's got to make a decision. You know, if he wants to change coaches 4 years straight, the way he's done it, that's 100% on him, and he's entitled to. We're 3-14. He's 100% entitled to.
My biggest regret right now was hiring Scott Bailey.
If one of us goes, we will all go. It's called loyalty.
Amidst all the decisions that Brett and Skylar have looming, they call in their most valuable players to try and lock them in for the next season.
I will tell you right now, specifically, we need to know where your head's at for next year.
You guys told me it's first-class organization. I feel deceived. I feel like I'm in a semi-pro organization. And that probably upsets you hearing that.
It does.
Okay? If we had access to the gym when we came in, maybe the training room, if I would have known that we weren't going to have these certain things, then I probably would have went somewhere else.
That was 100% my fault. If you feel that we didn't fulfill up to the level of expectation that you wanted, I'm sorry.
I have to believe that you guys are going to do your job for us to perform at a high level on that football field. But what if next year come and it's the same? Then what happens?
It takes time. These things don't just happen overnight. You're comparing other organizations that have been in business for years with one that's been in business for a matter of months.
I mean, you guys need to be here. Losing you both, that's like a shot in the heart, man.
To be honest, man, I'm just not happy right now, man.
Now 36 hours removed from the disappointment of the loss to San Antonio, the KISS owners start the process of planning for next year.
The first thing I just want to say is I apologize. I promised you get into the playoffs, and I failed you, and I apologize for that.
In a strange way, to me, it's a relief that the season is over because it allows us to hunker down, get together, and plan our next move.
As Paul and Gene meet with Coach Bob, Brett meets with Aaron Garcia about what to do in 2015.
What's going on?
No, man, how you doing?
Once we're eliminated from the playoffs, 2015 starts now. We need to start the deconstruction of the inaugural season.
We all failed.
We win, we all win together. We lose, we all lose together.
I do appreciate you saying we, but you guys don't coach the players.
You did your best, and now we have to sit and regroup and figure out how do we go forward. There clearly were flaws and faults that were surprising to all of us, and now is the time for us all to powwow and figure out how we regroup.
What can we do to get better as an organization, coaches, personnel, everything?
I think the two things that I've thought about the most since I've been here that I've noticed is just the amount of turnover. And some of that can be injuries, some of that can be talent, whatever it is. But I just don't ever think this team had the opportunity to develop any kind of real chemistry.
We want to come back here and prove that we can win here in LA with the guys we got, and that this season was We were snake bitten. We had, an unlucky horseshoe up our ass, whatever it was.
I'm closer now to coaching than I've ever been, I can tell you that much.
I meet with Brett tomorrow. If I do come back here and you guys want me back, I just want to have full control of this football side of things.
If a job opens up where I could go in and have a very substantial amount of input, both on personnel and some of the other things, then I would feel very comfortable becoming a coach.
I just felt it wasn't my way toward the second half of this season.
I don't want to be an assistant coach where I'm trying to fit into somebody else's style.
The last 7 weeks of this season, it's been like a rabid dog trying to get at me, just threatening my job, saying we should do this in our games, we should be onside kicking more.
If I'm an owner, this is the time of the year when you get involved, you know what I mean? And,
yes.
And you have to decide, this is what I want to see with those silver helmets running down the field. This is the type of product I want to have out there. You need to talk to veteran players and find out, do guys want to come here and play for Bob and Coach House?
Do you want to continue?
I will work for you guys till I'm dead. I want to bring a championship to LA for the next 20, 30 years, whatever it takes.
We're obviously trying to build something here, long term. If you're the owner, would you start over and blow everything up and fire all the coaches and the personnel? Where do you stand?
Definitely wouldn't keep it status quo. If I was a owner or a coach and I'm looking at film from this year, then I would move in a different direction.
I have that belief and I have that same faith that I know that we can turn this around and be successful.
Well, like I said, if there's anything I can do to help, in any of those situations, understand, man. All right, appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
We'll decide what we're going to do going forward, and then Aaron may fit in going forward. He may not.
Now that their season has ended, the players also have big decisions they need to make about next year. For Joe Mortensen, this was his first season at fullback, and he was one of the few players that remained on the KISS roster the entire season.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here in the offseason. Whether they keep the coaches. And yeah, it's been a tough season for me physically, being injured, but having my wife and kid down here is what's keeping me sane.
You want to come back here next year?
Bob, wants me back, but at the same time, I'm a free agent, so I can sign anywhere I want. There's a team up in Portland that might work out,
And you really want to play one more year?
Yeah, for sure.
Come on in.
What up, big dog?
Hey, all right.
You good?
Yeah. So what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just tired, body beat up.
Yeah, it's been a long year. Yeah, so obviously you have some reservations about coming back next year, which I can completely understand. Would you want to re-sign? Would you want to come back?
With the wife and then the kids, man, it's just hard being so far away.
Yeah, I got you.
If we were living out here, there won't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But
right.
We live a couple thousand miles away.
I can respect that.
It's just one of those situations you just have to, plan it out. Plus, with us having a little boy on the way, it gets expensive, so having to think about moving to a whole nother state and city is just to be a tough transition to do.
We need one more game to go to the playoffs.
We didn't win the games, so now we get to go home early. And
what are you doing for the offseason?
No, I want to stay here, dude, because, if I have to go back to Washington, you can't train year-round.
Yeah.
And out here, we can train year-round, get ready, and, hopefully start something else up in 2015.
Yeah.
Dude, I signed a 2-year, so...
You have to,
I'll be here no matter what.
Push it. Here we go. I'm fat. So are you. Let's go.
I don't know how this next year's gonna play out, bro. I mean, it hasn't been ideal.
But, it's a brand new team, too. Like, for me, my first time ever playing professional football, I honestly didn't even think I was going to make it, Bob and House, they didn't know who I am, I felt like they were really setting me up kind of a failure. But
you made the best of it.
I proved it to everyone. And I'm here to the final game. I'm glad I was able to show what I can do, the athlete that us Belt boys are, you know what I'm saying?
Overall, it's been one of the best experiences I have had, and I loved it. I got to play professional football, and I also got to play with my brother.
If I decide I don't believe in this organization no more, would you end up staying here?
Man, I'm going wherever you go, man. I'm packaged deal. Bell. Put that down.
You going back to Colorado?
Yeah, I'll be going back to Colorado. And then just preparing for next year. I would not want to leave on this note how this season went. And so I've got more motivation after 9 years than I'd ever have.
If if I'm back here and you wanted to come back, you'd come back to LA?
Absolutely. I've told a lot of people I'd like to come back, and they think I'm crazy. They said over there it just seems like there's a lot of disorganization, and football is somewhat of an afterthought. I just can't imagine that the core of us that started this aren't going to get a chance to make it right. I want to fix it. I want to fix it here. I want to fix it with you guys.
I think the good thing is, a lot of the players around the league, too, that could help us bring in some of the top free agents this year.
Absolutely.
Now that we'll have a year of free agency to go after and try to get some guys.
Absolutely. Now I definitely want to be a part of making this organization what we thought it was going to be at the beginning, and that's a contender in this league.
After much deliberation, Brett and Skyler are ready to inform the coaches of their decision regarding their future with the team.
I appreciate you guys taking the time to come down, and I would have loved to have House here. I think he's fishing up in Nova Scotia or something like that, and I've had a lot of time to think about this. I don't put a lot of this on House. I've talked to every one of my sources in the Arena Football League, and they say he's the best assistant coach in the league. So I definitely want him back. And I put a majority of the blame on you. I don't put a lot of this on House. Based on where we ended last season, Bob, I would like you to come back, and I'm letting you go immediately.
All right.
There's no birthright here to be in this band any more than there's a birthright to be in the LA Kiss. So we've had times where we've sent guys home from the band and said, you're not up to the task. And I stand in a position and qualified, I believe, to say somebody isn't holding up their end. And if that's the case, then you go home.
You're putting all the blame on him. You're firing him. I told you, the guy that should be fired is me. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't bring a guy in that we didn't ask him to bring in.
No, I got blamed. We all got blamed. You have no idea. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and point fingers at anyone else. I just won't do it. But being around you guys on a whole, just constantly pointing fingers, looking for blame.
I wasn't the first one to get negative, Bob. You know that.
I'm not going to here to defend myself.
You are defending yourself. You're getting fired up. You're getting upset.
Because you're firing the wrong guy. You're firing the wrong guy.
You may be right.
Nope.
You guys both may be right. The flip side is we're not replacing you. Not only do I think that Bob, myself, and Skyler can make up for Scott's absence, I think we'll do a better job.
Who's going to find your players?
Bob can put together a list of the top 40 free agents that we need. And we collectively can go out and recruit and get those guys, in my opinion, just as good as you can. I will put my sales skills and Skyler's sales skills up against Scott Bailey any day of the week.
You're just putting more pressure on me, that's all. That's all. I'd rather you just fire me so I can wash my hands with LA, I can get on that plane and go back home.
This is your typical emotional response.
No, it isn't, Brett. I care about what he does. I believe in what he does. I've been successful for 3 years before I came here because what he does. And you're pointing the fingers at him.
I'm pointing the fingers at all of you. I'm pointing the finger at you right now.
Then fire me. I mean, holy you're firing the wrong guy. I'm 100% to blame for what happened to us. I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do. For my family's purposes, I can't quit. I think Brett put me in a bad position because he wasn't going to fire me. It was me having to either resign, and then I would have been out of the league for a year because I quit, and I wouldn't have been able to get the severance pay that they got me. So I have no choice but to come back. I took this job because I thought you were a great guy. I mean, really didn't. No, thought you were a great guy. Did we have the season we all wanted to? No. But so many things went wrong, and again, I just feel that one guy's getting the blame. It's frustrating to sit here and listen to...
Because you don't know.
What he's trying
talked about 10 years together. That's why you're blowing up. And we've been successful, and...
He doesn't... It doesn't make... You're
right,
wasting your breath.
I know we can win here.
There's a lot of pressure on the entire team. They got to start delivering. So trade anybody, get rid of anybody, I really don't care. It's nothing personal. We want champions. If you don't have the goods, please step aside.
No, it is what it is. That's sports.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you bet. As much as I want to go home, see my family every week, you know, it's not about Brett, Skyler. It's not the other guys. You know, that's not why I do it. It's not for the money. It's for seeing those guys win. And it's, I hate that I'm crying, but it's real. I mean, you're so capable of being a winner here. It's ridiculous.
I want to win here, but I don't want to win for Brett. I just think he's an arrogant jag-off. I mean, he doesn't care about people. He cares about the dollar bill, and that's the thing that bothers me.
He's a ruthless human. The one thing I'm happy about is, you know, even though things were awful this year, the three of us are still, you know, good. We didn't turn on each other ever. And I'm more happy about that it, you know, just didn't work out for us. That's all. And I'd fight with those guys in any city and for any team.
Hey, I want to say thank you to every one of the persons in this room. Coaches, staff, players. No matter where you go, always keep it in your heart and continue to play it the right way. Because you guys are all great football players.